Hey guys, winning cards here in this evening. I am bringing you my favorite Edison deck to play, Hero Stun. I had a couple people request it on different videos I have posted. I figured I would go ahead and get it to you guys this evening. If you guys would, please remember to click the notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe. I also wanted to quickly tell you guys a huge thank you. We have hit over 2,000 subscribers. We're getting monetized on YouTube. We also have a TCG Player affiliate link that I will put in the description of each video. If you guys would, please just click on that link. It takes you right to TCG Player. It will let you buy cards, but it also helps to support the channel and grow this content for you guys and every player that wants to watch it. Let's go ahead and get on into it and see what we got. So for my favorite Edison deck, I played Heroes. Yeah, so I actually played my version of Heroes. I will kind of show you guys what I got here. It's more Hero Stun, Hero Control, and it's a little more than 40. I know people are going to kind of frown upon that in Edison, but let's go ahead and see what we got. So, for the first initial monster, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Stratos. He's a 1-of, he's a walking roto, he's 18, and, well, you know, needs no explanation in that format and why he's good. So, we also played 3 Neos A-list. We all know why we play this. It's a Gemini Spark target, it's 1900, it's a beat stick, and in later formats, you can also get Shining out with it. So, it's always good to play that card. Next, we also played one of my favorite cards that sadly was made obsolete with Effect Veiler, Doom Caliber Knight. But honestly, just being another 1900 beat stick that you can continue to top deck beat sticks in this deck, and you also have the ability of a walking negate. So pre-Veiler in this format, it's really good for that reason. So next thing we played was Gemini Lancer. Now, the reason that I played Lancer is twofold. It is a water target for your Miracle Fusion. It is also, though, a Gemini target when it comes to using it with Gemini Spark. Plus, the cute little effect for it is when you Gemini summon it, it also has Piercing at 1800. So, provided it's not a Snowman Eater, you can pretty much beat over anything and also do damage to your opponent in time if you need to. So, one of the other favorite cards. This is going to kind of get some weird looks, I'm sure. I enjoy Banisher of the Radiance in this format. There are a lot of graveyard-reliant things like Blackwing, Lightsworn, Chaos Sworn, even gadgets or heroes are graveyard-reliant to a certain extent. So you're going to have a lot of versatility with this card. It's not super big. Later versions of this I've played during Tengu format. It also was good because of Shining. But that's pretty much it why I played that one. Another one that I play main deck for another control card is Fossil Dyna. Yes, I know it can conflict with Miracle Fusion, but if you are a decent enough player, you can play around when that happens. Or turn 1, you can set like 2 back rows, set the Fossil Dyna. If they attack into it with a special summon monster, you blow up the board, which is always fun. So, or you just normal summon it and set 4, and then they have to deal with Dyna because they can't special summon. It's a walking oppression. So essentially, in this format, you can play 5 copies of oppression. Last couple monsters I play, obviously you got to play T-King. It's another 1900 beat stick, prevents your opponent from searching, negates inherent summonings like your Synchros, where you can just go ahead and tribute to negate. It's a very good card just all around. And I'll show you why I play this card, but I love Beast King Barbaros. It is a 1900 beat stick. It is an Earth monster, which will also work for my fusions for Gaia, but it also gets big with Skill Drain. So, yes, I am maining Skill Drain. That's it for the monsters. Let's go ahead and get on into the traps. Obviously, you saw the first 3 right there. Phoenix Chain. It's kind of a mini Skill Drain. It also prevents your opponents from attacking you for game. It also prevents your opponent's effects from going off, like summoning Caius, banishing your monster. It's just a good all-around card. I like playing it. 1, Starlight Road. You have to play it. It's a great card in the format. Obviously, everybody expects to see it. 1, Torrential Tribute. It clears boards. Pretty much enough said on that one. Same with this card. It clears boards, and it's an answer to most things in the format. Sadly, this is at 1 in the format. You know, for the GOAT players that are used to seeing this play at 3, unfortunately, it's at 1 in Edison. It's a nice little MRD. I just forgot I had that one. But, good card. Answer to all. Playing Mini Solemn. I am playing 3 Dark Bribe. There are times where I've also played this in conjunction with Compulsory, kind of swapped them out in the deck, but I just like preventing my back rows from being destroyed, or my monsters from being tributed, or other things that happen to them, because I also play 2 bottomless trap hole. You know, that's another great card in the deck. Prevents your opponents from putting big monsters on board, or it's going to take the card out, if anything. Here's the annoying part of the deck for this card. I also play 2 Royal Prussians. So I know this card to be controversial in this current metagame, but I love this card. It will punish your opponent for trying to go off. It also hurts you, because if you forget, they also your opponent can use it. So it is not a forgiving card if it doesn't go off the field. There are times where I've said stuck with a miracle in hand, but it's very rare. Usually it's just summon beat sticks and control my opponent, what they're doing with traps and spells, and I just use the fusions to finish them off if I have to. The last sets of traps that I play, 3 Deep Risen, one of my favorite cards in the format for traps. Just gets rid of problematic cards. Yeah. And you heard me earlier, yes, I am playing Skill Drain. There are a lot of decks that I play in Edison that will allow you the ability to play Skill Drain. I enjoy playing Earth Machine Gadget with Skill Drain. You know, Skill Drain just is good in this deck in general. It just helps facilitate a lot of the plays that I want to have go off. Lastly, we'll go to the spells. 1 Rhoda, obviously, and look, 2 more copies of Rhoda. Emergency calls. So essentially you've got Stratos, E-calls, and Rhoda to search for the cards in the deck and kind of really thin it down to get to your cards you need and just pump monsters on the board left and right. This is another card that deals with problematic big monsters that you can't get over necessarily every time. Between your Mirror Force, your Bottomless, your Deep Prison, your Skill Drains, and your Gemini Sparks that I play, you're just constantly popping your opponent's monsters. So usually you'll win that battle because A, your monsters are bigger than theirs most of the time on normal summon. Also, you're going to continue to have more monsters than they will. So usually you'll win that battle 9 out of 10 times. It just depends on the deck you're playing. 1 MST. 1 Monster Reborn. 3 Miracle Fusion. Yes, I know 1 is Ultra, 2 is Common. I have not bought these 2, just kind of got busy and forgot to do it. I need to, so that I can get a lot more cards foiled out in this deck. And one of my favorite cards in this deck, Gemini Spark. When this came common, I played the crap out of this card when it first came out. I loved this card. And now that I've gotten older, it brings back nostalgia to play it, but it's also foil over the time too, so it's pretty awesome. That was one of the reasons that also for this version of the deck in this format, it was better because you could dodge cards in the back row, whereas if your opponent were to, you know, normal summon a alias, they're not going to usually waste a solemn on it, but they will try to use a solemn warning on it most of the time, because it gets rid of your ability to chain the spark to it, because it's a counter trap and you can't respond to that with a spell speed different than that. So, and Heavy Storm, black rare, obviously, you know. So that is it for the main deck. I believe it is 55. I'd have to take a look and see. I've forgotten. It's okay if you want to thin it down. I understand. But I have played 60 for a while in different formats and different things, and I like having the extra stuff to use. On to the side deck. I did play 3 Twin Twister. Great card in the format. Just again, more ways to deal with problematic back row cards, your Macrocosmos in the format, your extra oppression, you know, Shadow Mirror and the Light Mirror, things like that. You're just going to get rid of them, which is always good to see. Or if I played against Gadgets one time, I also got rid of Solidarities because my crap was way small compared to their stuff. So, you know, there's that. Obviously 3 Shadow Mirror. Majority of my deck is light. Some of it is earth. Except for the Doom Cows, it doesn't really hurt anything. Usually I'll swap Doom Cows out for this. Especially if I'm going against like Blackwing, or if I'm going against like, you know, a Chaos Sworn variant, or Zeretic that banishes monsters and, you know, gets big monsters on board. Just pretty much negates the whole board at that point in time, which is really nice too. 3 Pulling the Rug. Yeah, obviously you get rid of your monarchs like your Caius, your Mobius, the Stalos, things like that, but it's also just good for negating the activation of an effect monster. So it's just a great card. Yes, I do have supers, but they're in another Edison deck. I've got like 6 Edison decks with me built just because I enjoy the format. 3 DD Crow, another great card just to continuously nuke your opponent's graveyard and or hand. It's pretty much controlling everything. And then along in conjunction with the shadow mirrors, I will also play 3 Consecrated Light. Against Blackwing, it's really good. You know, you also have your Chaos Sworn variants too. If they're going to put Dad out there, you know, it kind of slows the gameplay down enough for you to be able to do things and get yourself taken care of. The last thing we've got here is the extra deck. So obviously I'm going to play 2 Ab-Zero. Those are foil. Alright, and then I'm going to play 2 Gaia. That is pretty much it when it comes to fusions for me. You know, I did play Captain Gold at one point in this deck and play a lot of other fun stuff and tweak it, but I just enjoy playing it like this with the fusions. On to the Synchros. This is mainly just in case you reborn a tuner, or if I eventually wanted to play Mind Control or Brain Control, excuse me, and put it in there and take cards. It comes in handy. It's just generic, you know. He's a 7, so it's good to have. We have Black Rose, obviously generic, good. Cat, same thing. You just have to kind of play him. Same with the Bryanak. You know, pre-errata, this card was amazing for what it did. Obviously, we have Gaia. I loved this Synchro when it came out, just because if you look at everything on there, it is bigger, except for that. So he's just easy generic beatstick. Rayquaza is good. I like that card. It's just a nice little, again, generic beatstick. He happens to be 6. Stardust for the Starlight Road. Android, just because it gains life. It's also generic. Colossal Fighter, Pre-errata Goyo, and Thought Ruler Archfiend. So that is one of my favorite Edison decks to play currently in the format. If you guys would, leave a comment on there. Also, I will have my supers up for you guys, my stickers too as well, if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you want to leave a comment with actual membership too, that's awesome. I would appreciate that. I'm working on getting some more things done for you guys. You will notice a little bit better content on the videos, a few things changing. It's going to help me a lot to get this monetization off the ground, like I've just gotten this done and approved. I really appreciate all of your love and support. Go use that TCG link that you see. Buy anything you want. It doesn't have to be from my specific store. It can go just to TCG as long as you use the link in my description or on my YouTube channel that says affiliate link. It will take you there and it will help support the channel. I appreciate the love and support. We will see you guys again next time.